Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome into another edition of Braylon Lee's virtual tour live. You saw the thumbnail and you know why you are here. Welcome in, everybody, to another edition of Braylon Lee's virtual tour live. Oh my goodness, we have so much to talk about. Lord help me. Last night, Mims, Make It Make Sense, did a wonderful interview with Allison. I thought he did such an excellent job, and we are definitely going to get into that interview for sure. And also some other hot topics, as you guys know, on my virtual tour live. What I try to do is I try to give you other topics that, may not ever be talked about on my channel, or you may not even hear on YouTube. Because at the end of the day, I think we are bigger than just one TV show. We're not one trick pony out here. We are a riding stallion that can conquer any racetrack. Amen, somebody. So welcome into Braylon's Virtual Tour Live. So glad to have you here. So I was watching the Mims interview with Allison last night live with everybody. I was like, I think, oh my God, 4,000 people watching live, which, I mean, it just goes to show you the power of reach, connection, and understanding. So, the interview opened up, with Mims and Allison. And I love what Mims did at the beginning because honestly, on reality TV, it's 40 minutes without commercials, 60 minutes with, and we only get to see what the cameras allow us to see and what they have cut to make the best show. And so I love the fact that we got to know Allison, that she is a Hollywood legend. Okay, she worked on Rock. She worked on a show with the Sherm Hensley. That was so cool. And she talked about Jamie Foxx and how she helped out Jamie Foxx, and how she really has been in the game for a very long time. And I think that a lot of times interviews are can make you rise and make you fall. I think that this interview made her rise because at the end of the day, interviews to me at the end of the day are created to be able to allow you to understand a specific point of view a little bit easier than you did before. So I love the fact that we got to know her Hollywood background and how, she was Drew's manager, and that, there were times that she could not stand her own sister, that, that Allison was Drew's, acting coach and, everything in between that. I loved that in the interview, Allison got to showcase her vulnerability, her humanity, her vulnerable side, right? Because we think that, oh, this is just reality TV, it is what it is. It doesn't matter, you'll get through it. But on the other side of that camera is a real person. And so I really did love all of that. And so, Mims and Allison got into, her podcast and, her mental health, and how she talked about how she went through a relationship that was not the best, and how she was losing, one thing after another. And she was so articulate in her pain. And what I took away from that is we don't know what people are going through, and everything is not visible, right? And I could not imagine, being in Hollywood and trying to give the best of yourself, meanwhile you're losing yourself, right? The words of Eminem. You're gonna lose yourself in the moment, the music you own, and you never let it go. All that, Ken Kabul, right? And so as she was describing that and how she was a actual basketball wife before basketball wives came around, and how, her ex-husband was a Colin Kaepernick of sacrificing himself, for the industry, what I really recognized was that Allison is giving to a fault. And I think through her trauma, I think the reason why she has such a giving spirit is because she knows what it is not to receive good. And I think we've all have been there before, right? That we try to give the best we can, but sometimes we're pouring out from an empty cup. And that's why I truly felt from that part of her life and how, she didn't want to be a podcaster. It was just circumstantial. To give y'all a little context on how I relate to that, I was in TRIO, Student Support Services. If you don't know what that is, that's a federally funded program from the government that allows you to go on cultural trips, gives you free tutoring, study strategies, you get to use the printer, and they give you grants. It's a great program. Check your local college to see if they have it. And if you know somebody about to get into college, please let them know about TRIO. It will change your life and evolve your mindset. So we went on this leadership retreat, right? And it was a little heavy because, it was a recreation of the Underground Railroad. And there was a part of it where, somebody had to get in a wooden coffin, right? And so all this was acted, okay? So the person who was white said, "You there, you get in the coffin." And my mentor, Kristen is oh my God, I love her so much. Such a wonderful spirit, just great mindset, and just saw me for me. So I got in the coffin, and in that moment, I'm like, just breathe, just breathe, just breathe, right? And so in that moment, did I really want to get in the coffin? No, I did not. It was circumstantial because I got chosen. So I related to her, not for my experience with that, because what Allison went through, what I went through in that reenactment is two completely different, parallels, right? But I relate to the fact that I did not want to choose this. This was circumstantial, and I just stepped into it. So when she was talking about how she was at iHeart and how, there was somebody filling in for her, that she filled in for somebody, and they really liked her style of, communication, and how she did not want to do it. And then somebody said, well, they actually were going to talk about mental health, and how she just switched it. So that's where the brain truth came out. And one thing about our community that I think is long overdue is the old school saying of what goes on this house stays in this house. I think we've all have been there before, right? That, if it's family trauma, whether it's in your own family or of a family member, don't talk about it, right? And I think that statement has protected a lot of people and have hurted a lot of people, right? It's probably protected you in some capacity because at the end of the day, you were able to have peace in your work, but you were also hurting because there were probably times where within your peace, you were trying to figure out what peace meant to you, and you couldn't explain it because it was your own stuff. And how can anyone else understand your pain where they're not going through what you're going through? Does that make sense? So with all that being said, and how, she said that, all mental health does not look the same, and that she had anxiety and panic attacks. I think the reason why we don't really get into that is because we don't allow ourselves to breathe in that. I really do believe that. Like, I've said that I have social anxiety from YouTube. But then as I sat down and really thought about it, I thought to myself that I have social anxiety and actually a lot of things. I have social anxiety from being accepted. I have social anxiety of, am I good enough? I have social anxiety of overthinking things, right? So I really sat down with myself, and I have my bouts of depression. Absolutely. There was a point in time where I did not want to get up and do anything. Clean, eat, and I'm being very real with y'all. And it got that real because I felt like in my life at that particular time that I did not feel like I had a purpose for my life. And I had to be still with that social anxiety internally of, why in the world am I feeling this way? And why am I keeping it to myself? So I really appreciated Allison being able to be open enough with her vulnerability. And at the end of the day, if you don't know what's going on with somebody, shut your behind up. Because guess what? At the end of the day, your closet ain't clean either. Nobody's closet is clean. He or she who has not sinned cast the first stone. And I think there's a difference between casting the stone and having people be accountable. What Courtney did was absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. And in the interview, Courtney talked about Ralph's nephew. And listen, at the end of the day, kids did not ask to be here. There are some kids here born out of pure love, joy, and happiness. There are some kids that were born to be a coping mechanism. And there are some kids that they were born because there was some work that the parents have not done, right? And so I try my best, and I always do execute this, that I leave kids out of anything that I talk about, because at the end of the day, what you do on the internet does stay forever. And so when I heard Courtney talk about somebody's kid, I'm like, what gives you the right to do that? You just stepped into this situation. And then we learned last night that, and I love this name, Unverifiable Cousin Courtney, which I really think should be made into t-shirts and hoodies and hats and cups and mugs and everything in between. That she's not even really a cousin, because Allison, took her picture to her family and then, asked the family for receipts of, do you know this person? And they said no. And so it was just like, so wait a minute. So this person wanted clout so bad that they made a position to be in position. I'm gonna say that again. They made up a position to be in position. I'm like, what type of psychotic person makes up a position to be in position? And, Allison talked about how, she noticed things about Ralph that did not vibe with her, about how, Ralph was coaching Allison and and was coaching Courtney. And I'm just like, so you're in your marriage, you have your problems, right? And as you have your problems, you do vent to, hopefully, the people in your family, right? But venting to your family and using your family are two completely different things. So Ralph, being selfish, narcissistic, and one-track minded, thought, okay, you know what? Since I'm not being heard, I will allow myself to go to a space to use other people purposefully. And hey, man, welcome in. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, everybody. Thank you all for being here. We're just in the middle of talking about Make It Make Sense and Allison's great interview last night. Right now, I'm in the part where Allison is talking about how she and Courtney got coached. And, for that to be the case of that, Courtney and Ralph have been talking. And, I saw the interview like that night with, Candy on her Speak On It. And I watched the whole interview. And, I think the part that really stood out to me, besides the mental health, right? Because the mental health thing was like, first of all, what the hell? That's why some people don't come out and speak, because we have judgmental people in the world, right? And so, even Candy said that, I didn't believe that her sister was going through anything. And I'm just like, okay, you can have that opinion, but everybody thinks something of somebody. Allison is Drew's sister. Drew Sidor's sister is Allison. So I get Candy in one aspect of not believing that she didn't have anything going on, but also in that situation, depending on the strength of communication and the relationship, right? That would be up to you, Candy, to say, hey, listen, I know we've been friends, or if you're not friends, I know we've been coworkers for a while here. You know, you say that something's going on with your sister. I haven't seen that because every time that I've interacted with her, she's always been kind to me, loving to me, and we've always had a great exchange of energy, right? So that would have been up to you to ask that because, the words of Wizards where you play theme song, everything is not what it seems, right? So I was like, okay, whatever. But then for, Candy to say that, Allison's always been kind to me. And then for Courtney to say, well, you know what? I don't want to fight a mentally ill person. Really? Really? Because Kenya Moore called your, Kenya Moore called your jewelry paperclip jewelry. Like, really? So, like, I am so, and Star Jones said this on Divorce Court. She said, I am so tired of people saying sorry and feeling like that washes away the behavior. Because there is consequences to what you do. You don't want to fight a mentally ill person, but yeah, who would want to be around you accusing somebody of a mental health situation that you have no idea about? Really? Like, you are throwing stones, but you can't be accountable for your own ish. Because Courtney said that she was co-parenting her 25-year-old daughter. Now, I'm going to ask y'all, do y'all know anybody that co-parents a grown person? A grown actual social self person? Type of 1 in the chat if you know somebody that's co-parenting a grown person. Or type of 2 in the chat if you know that, hey, guess what? They were their parents and now they're their advisors. Like, type of 1 or 2. Because my parents gave me that talk. That, Braylon, we love you. We're proud of you. We're always going to be there for you. But we have done our job from birth to 18 as your parents. Now we're your advisors. Because when I heard that, I'm just like, so you're co-parenting a 25-year-old when she can make her own decisions? It was just the blackdacity of the blackpocracy for me. Really, that's genuinely how I felt when I heard that. So anyway, she was saying that she didn't want to fight a mentally ill person, all that type of stuff, and how, Allison was, at the reunion and she was getting liquored up and somebody sent Allison to, to her. I'm like, first of all, reunions for reality shows, y'all. So I'm gonna give y'all a little backstage info, okay? So most of the time with reunions, they tape for about 12, 14 hours, right? And y'all remember the disaster of a live reunion for Love is Blind, right? And Andy Cohen said something that I totally agree with. He said, when it comes to reality TV, live reunions are not the best because the reunion is supposed to go over the things that you could not get to in the regular schmegular season, and to do it live in 3 hours is not enough time. So they usually start around 6 a.m., right? So at 6 a.m., you usually are getting checked in. You have a producer. They tell you, okay, this is your green room. Here's when you'll come out. You'll get makeup, hair done, the glam squad, or the not swag squad, but the soul squad. That's the male version of of the glam squad, right? Wardrobe, everything is already picked out. So when you go to set, that's your time. And usually you might be there for 10 minutes to maybe 30 minutes to an hour, right? So what you end up seeing is an edited version of a 12, 14-hour day, to give you a little context. So when I heard that, I'm like, first of all, it's 6 o'clock in the morning and no conversation is happening. So how in the world could Allison be liquored up, and who in their right mind 6 a.m. be like, hey, good morning. It's nice to see you. So, hey, listen, I want you to liquor up Allison, and I want you to send her over to Courtney and capture that, okay? I just we gotta get started on the drama early. Your brain is still waking up. So I really didn't get that. So to that clip, right? Allison gave context to that clip. So basically, Allison said that, Courtney was being Courtney, and Courtney was in Ralph's dressing room, and they were hugging. They had a weird energy to them, kissing cousins. And it's not just me who's saying it. Basically, all social media is saying that they're kissing cousins. So, there's an argument back and forth between Allison and Courtney goes to slam the door in Allison's face, and that's when Allison's like, "Don't slam the door on me." And I'm just thinking to myself, why are you slamming the door in Allison's face, and why are you slamming the door being with Ralph? Something in the Kool-Aid ain't sweet here. I'm gonna say it again. Something in the Kool-Aid ain't sweet. So when it came to, Allison responding to Courtney, I thought she did a magnificent job of saying, listen, you don't want to find mentally ill person. I don't want to be around a vengeful person that will talk about somebody's child. I don't want to be around a person that, will devalue contributions. You weren't there when, Drew and Allison's dad passed away. You weren't holding hands with the family. And y'all, the line that really, I think the line that took everybody out in the interview was this, right? Was when Courtney said, "I've been a better friend to Ralph in 6 months than Drew's been a wife in 8 years." Even Candy was like, "Damn." And I even went, "Excuse you? Excuse you? What? No, where they do that at? Like, this is a little thing too much, too fast, too loud," in the words of Wendy Williams' parents. Because I generally don't know in what culture you can say that out loud and have a mouth. I really don't know what culture would allow that. And, honestly, to me, I get why people don't like Courtney. She comes into the room too hard. She thinks she knows everything. And not to mention, she was in crisis management. You were in crisis management, but yet you created a crisis. Really? Like, where? I'm trying to figure out where your smartness is. And I try to be gracious to everybody. I really do. I try to be fair, but I just really could not comprehend that at all. You know what I mean? So when it got to the end of the interview, right? And Allison was saying, where did Drew lie, right? And she also talked about Drew Sidora, how she's been an actress since, 9 years old and things like that. And so her resume and how, Allison said that she's known as two-take Drew. One time, just one time is the best. Second take is just for safety, right? And so what I really begin to realize is what we don't know is what we generally do not know, because I did not know all that. Even Mims said that I could not give Drew a chance because of Ralph. And I thought that was interesting because I think we all have that mindset of like, hey, listen, you may be misunderstood, and granted, that's true in your humanity, but I can't rock with you because of the person you associate with. I think we've all done that before. And so, when it came to, Ty and Drew and that whole relationship, Allison was trying to take up for Drew as any sister or brother would. And then all these trolls, these heathens, these wastes of life came into the chat trying to check Allison about defending her sister. It's her sister. What did you think was going to happen? Like, I genuinely did not get why people came in. So I just want to do a clear message, okay? If you are going to name yourself a trait, make sure that trait is in you before you make it your screen name. Okay, because some of y'all, and listen, I get it. When you were born as a nobody, you will do anything to become a somebody, right? But granted, though, like, just think to yourself, would you give the same energy to somebody in your own life that you gave in that situation? So if label your social name honesty, kindness, generosity, loyalty, courage, patience, intelligence, prosperity, dependability, confidence, optimism, determination, flexibility, elegant. If that's not in you, don't use that as your screen name. Because some of y'all are Autobots and Decepticons. Some of y'all show y'all representative, and y'all real person is sugar honey iced tea. And at the end of the day, those people came in at the end, showcased their ignorance. I mean, at least the questions that Mims was asking was better than the basic question on an interview of what food did you eat? My Lord Jesus. But I also got to remember too, and we also got to remember too, that there are levels to YouTube, right? There are basic people who will ask, what food did you eat at a party? But they won't have the capacity, capability, or brain comprehension to execute being intelligent, to go beyond being basic, right? And so what I've come to realize is this. At the end of the day, you're not going to get along with everybody. But that's okay. But do not try to hold someone accountable for when they're trying to do the thing that you should be doing. And I know the trolls that came in at the end probably don't have anybody in their life to defend them that hard because they're not worthy of being defended. Okay? And by the way, if what I'm saying ain't true, don't respond. But if you respond, it must be true to some degree that quality that is your screen name ain't true about you as a person. And also, don't say you're here for this, here for that, or you a chaser or whatever. And when it comes back on you that you run away from it, you don't take accountability. Okay? All right, cool. So I had to get that out because I was just like, y'all trying to hold her to account when the whole interview was about Allison giving her side to defend herself because she was slandered. And I'm just like, really, is this the society we live in? Really, is this the society we live in? That because someone did something that we got to hold somebody to account? Really? I'm just like, wow, this is mind blowing. So, Allison, said that, she has the Brain Truth podcast that's coming back in, and I think it's October, and then her and Drew are going to be working on something, and she also has a YouTube channel. What I genuinely took away from this is that we have to do better as people to understand that pain is a spectrum, healing is a spectrum, and what's real to us may not be real to somebody else, but that doesn't mean it should be invalidated. I thought it was a great interview. I thought Mims, with his line of questioning, was really responsible with his questions. And, he didn't have to say, I defend Black women. He just executed it. And listen, I'm not saying that you should not showcase who you are in terms of your record. That has a time, a place, and a space. But if you always have to defend who you are, your work is not speaking for you. It's not, right? And I genuinely felt that from Mims, that he wanted to be responsible with that interview, that the line of questioning was giving context to Allison as a human being and expanding on the spectrum of who Allison is while also respecting the fact of we don't know what we don't know, but what can we learn from this? And you can't teach soul. You can't. Some people have a temporary personality, and some people have a permanent soul. And that's what I really took away from that interview. And Allison said you can actually DM her. So I did DM her. Of course, she's a very productive woman, way more productive than I am. And I say that in terms of, scheduling stuff. But I do want to read the DM that I sent her, because she said that you can DM her. And I really wanted to DM her just so she can know that, like I said, I'm just one person. I really don't do much. But, and I told y'all that last night, of why I humble myself in that capacity of feeling like I'm one person. I don't really do much, but this is what I said. Let me pull up my messages here. Pull up the message. Yes. Y'all know how technology is. So give me a moment. Give me a moment. So this is what I said to Allison Jordan as it pulls up here. I just want to thank you for your there we go. I just want to thank you for your heart, your spirit, and your vulnerability. I think a lot of times we take a moment of who a person is and we'll make that the masterpiece of who they are inside our heads. And that's not fair. I appreciate your candor about mental illness. I have had my bouts of depression, and I know that I use media as an escape, and you are definitely a media legend. So I would love to be mentored by you. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I would love to connect and learn from you about mental health and media and just life, because I think at the end of the day, no matter how big we are in terms of how people see us, we are always small in some capacity in our life, and we just need to be better about evolving together as people. So much love to you. I just want to say thank you again. It was a great interview. I usually don't do that unless I feel something. And I genuinely felt that was a genuinely great interview. So I can't wait for the next interview that Mims does. And since we're mentioning content creators, good male content creators, shout out to House of Aaron, shout out to Bingeworthy, shout out to Amon Wiggins. Let me tell you, his soundboard, get in here. Here's time for a legendary show. Of course, Kempire, DJ Richie Sky, legends, of course. Those are some of the good male content creators. And listen, there are good male content creators. There are bad male content creators. There are good women content creators, just like there's bad women. They're just like there's bad women content creators, right? And I think within this social media world, so many people get an ego off of their numbers, right? I think we all have a bit of an ego. In the words of Beyonce, I walk like this and I can back it up. You got a big ego. But I'll say this, at the end of the day, do not allow your numbers to determine the quality of who you are, because you can always be humbled. And like I said, I think YouTube and social media doesn't change you, it just amplifies what's already. So if you were an actual social self-hole before YouTube and social media, you're going to be a bigger actual social self-hole after you are on social media. Same thing with being kind. If you were a kind, loving, gracious person before YouTube and social media, your kindness is going to show through that. And I think a lot of times we allow ourselves to have parasocial relationships that at the end of the day, we hold on to a little too tightly. Hey, Nikki News, good to see you, Queen. Glad to have you here. We hold on to parasocial relationships a little too much. Like I just was on Clubhouse in a great house called Nikia's Notes. Shout out to Nikia's Notes. And, we talked about how we handle social media. And I said, at the end of the day, I handle it like it's a 9-to-5 mindset. At the end of the day, If it's not work that I need to do that makes me productive, I don't clock into it. You know what I mean? On Clubhouse, you may see me in a room here or there, but very rarely, because I've learned that my space, how I live in my space determines my peace. How I live in my space determines my peace. So I do the Onyx collab at 10/9 Central. I do that from 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 1, sometimes 2 a.m. So I'm on 3 to 4 hours, sometimes 5 hours live, uncut. So I do that and then I close it. That is my mental mindset for that, but it's also my mental mindset for social media. Because at the end of the day, if you clock into everything, that means your energy is also being clocked into everything. When you clock into everything, what can you clock into yourself? And that's how I truly feel about it. And listen, this is gonna surprise y'all. Even though I'm going for a media career, right? I'm gonna be real with y'all. I can't stand social media. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I know that's shocking, right? How in the world can you have a YouTube channel, but you can't stand social media? Because I understand that it is a stepping stone to my main goal. As I said to a friend of mine today, have structure, but leave room for spontaneity. Have a main target set goal, but everything you do is a spontaneous decision, but all those spontaneous decisions relate back to your main goal of getting to where you need to be as a person. So you may see me doing a TV show, doing a radio show, doing live on Instagram, but all those spontaneous decisions relate back to the goal. And when you don't have something in front of you to go forward in, that will determine your decision making. You know what I mean? Hey, Geneva, welcome in. That will determine your decision making. So, like I said, at the end of the day, I thought it was a great interview. Really thought it was powerful. And I'm glad that Allison got the chance to respond. And honestly, she don't need Roa. I could watch Allison hold her own show. You know how Ayala said that she wouldn't do Ayala Fix My Life because of all the death threats and everything else? I would love to see Allison handling it in life. I really would. I would love to see Allison take her mission on TV and help other people. But also, too, I recognize that may not be her ministry, right? And a lot of times in life, our family and friends are our biggest enemies and supporters. Say what you want to. That's why I honestly believe. And what I mean by that is this. Many of my friends have said, Braylon, you got what it takes. Why don't you go out to LA? I would say, yeah, I could. And then I had to sit down with myself and be like, wait a minute, you saying I should go out to LA? Are you going to help me pay for the housing? You going to help pay for the car? You going to help me find a job? No, then shut up. Respectfully and disrespectfully, right? So in this microwave society that we live in of telling people what to do, we also have to recognize that may not be their ministry. But whatever their ministry is, let's support them in that, right? So, like I said, I thought it was a wonderful, wonderful interview. And at the end of the day, I think the best interviews come from a person that understands the mindset of an interview. And, I'm glad that Mims, he probably wanted to get to he did get to some super chats. And, I think that, and Allison said, in terms of her husband's situation, that there will be a part 2 to that. I can't wait to see a part 2. And, if Allison does go live, I will definitely be over on her channel. And I would love to be on a live with her because she seems such a, the words of LL Cool J, that she's a round the way girl. And that's the one for me. Oh, yeah. She really does seem like an around the way girl that anything that you bring to her, she may not understand everything, but she's going to figure out what she can understand and support you right where you're at. So I would love to see Allison more on TV, but I want to see Allison on her own show, standing 10 toes down and moving in her own purpose, because respectfully, Roa cannot have the capacity, capability, or brain comprehension to understand somebody that good. as a person. So that is my review on that. So welcome in everybody to Braylon's virtual tour live. Higher is waiting, low is available. But either way, we are live on tour. 5 people in the building. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Glad to have you all here. I just got done doing a 40-minute review about Allison and Mim's interview. And Mims, much love to you, brother. Great. There's not enough greats to say the job that you did, and hopefully others will learn how to actually do a real interview from that, and hopefully they will learn how to be responsible for what they say, and also too, don't throw a princess or a prince tantrum when they are responsible for the ish they started. So hashtag a hit dog will holler. So anyway, got some other topics for y'all. One topic that I saw, and we're actually going to talk about this tonight in the Onyx collab 10/9 Central only on Clubhouse. Sex, and this comes from its _on site. So sex therapist reveals that she engages in intimate relationships with clients to repair troubled marriages. I'm going to say that again. Sex therapist reveals that she engages in intimate relationships with clients to repair troubled marriages. Olivia Bentley, a sex therapist, adopts a hands-on approach by engaging in intimate relationships with her clients, claiming to have positively impacted marriages and transformed lives, per the post. I get physically involved with the majority of people I see. I think that's a part of the appeal. The veteran sex worker told Kennedy News, with 15 years of experience in the industry, Bentley revealed that women have approached her to demonstrate demo sex acts on their husbands, while certain wives give their husbands a hall pass to seek Bentley's services. Some ladies say, I don't want to be involved in this, but I know who you are. I want to approve of you. And I'm going to let him come and see you. The 46-year-old educator, who makes $500,000 annually, that's $500,000, ladies and gentlemen, stated Bentley has up to 10 clients per week, provides emotional support to her customers, and offers advice on how to maintain a satisfying sex life. Although Bentley may not possess the former counseling qualifications, she holds a master's degree in education and gained knowledge about intimate techniques during her employment at Nevada Moonlight Bunny Ranch, a licensed brothel. As a self-proclaimed sex therapist, she criticizes women who deny their partners sexual needs, deeming it unfair. It's not an option to get married to a man that turn around and say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not into sex anymore. Too bad for you, she said. Additionally, Bentley advises her clients to keep it spicy outside the bedroom by maintaining a fit physique, which contributes to a fiery sex life. She believes that physical fitness has the potential to enhance libido. The more athletic you are, the more sex you have, you feel more confident and aroused. Well, so what do I think about this, right? Sex therapist reveals that she engages in intimate relationships with clients to repair troubled marriages. If it works for her, it works for her. But I feel like most of the virtual travelers here, my virtual tour family, would not engage in that. Now, I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, type in the chat that I'm wrong about you, and I will let you have your say. But I don't know how mentally you allow your partner to have sex with someone else for you to work on your relationship. I mean, at that point, you might as well go on Temptation Island on USA Network, because at least there, you know the circumstances. 4 couples broken in their marriages or relationships get to be with other people, right? So at least you know what's in front of you. But there ain't no way in hell I am going to allow myself, and this is because I have standards, there's no way in hell I'm going to go to a woman and she says, so listen, I want to have sex with your husband, Braylon. Most women be like, excuse me, I know we broken, but that don't mean that you can come in our brokenness so you can feel like you're doing something to heal him. No, I will break you where you cannot be put back together. And it's the same thing with a man. I'm not going to allow my wife to go to a man and say, listen, I want to be intimate with you. Excuse me, you're going to be intimate with these hands. You're going to be intimate with a hospital bed. You're going to be intimate with knowing what oxygen is. Okay? Okay. So I'm just like, no, I can't. Nikki News says, I will absolutely not allow my husband to meet with her, period. Absolutely. So I just like, no, I can't, I won't allow it. Just no, that's just something I will not do. And I'm telling y'all, the comment section is 50-50 on this. So I think this comment says it all with 998 likes. Now it's 999 likes. She's saying, I want to smash people's husbands. Just put professional tile, shake my effing head. Exactly. That's why I genuinely feel about this situation. That's just like, okay. So moving on. I can't. I feel like since 2020, people have been saying, you know what, since the world is going to hell, let me just add to the hell. Okay, I genuinely feel that. So anyway, to pivot to some good news, right? To pivot to some good news. This comes from blacktivity.com. Okay, all good, Nikki News. I'll be right here, Queen. Chloe and Halle Bailey reveal first details about working on their third studio album. So for those of you who don't know, Chloe and Halle Bailey, they are these two beautiful black sisters that got discovered on YouTube. And Beyonce really liked them and she signed them to Parkwood Management. Parkwood is a park in Houston, Texas, and that's how that came to be. So she signed them to Parkwood Management. And so they got a contract for 3 studio albums, right? So basically it was more of a mentorship with a chance, you know, to create social capital, right? So it says here that while a dynamic duo, Chloe and Halle, have devoted their recent time and energy to their solo career endeavors, the Atlanta-bred R&B singers are still definitely a unit. Her older sister Chloe started the second leg of her In Pieces tour, and in support of her debut solo album, August 20th, first as a headlining artist. So I think that is so that's Chloe's album. Earlier this month, Halle released her first solo single, Angel, and played Ariel in the new live-action rendition of Disney's The Little Mermaid. Regardless of all the great things they have been up to individually, the ball is rolling toward their next joint adventure. During an interview with Pop Sugar, Chloe spoke about their next collaborative effort. I'm so excited for the top of the year when we start honing in again on our third album. I know we're really excited. It's going to be special. We both lived a lot and we've grown a lot. And then we'll be able to put our minds together again for even a more special project. I think that this time, Sis and I have grown great individual fan bases, and will even help when it comes back to our dual project for people to really pay attention and have more eyes and ears on it than Ungodly Hour. So, you know, I really am happy for Chloe and Halle. I know that they have, I know they've been through quite a lot with this new fame, and I think it's wonderful to see two black women support each other. Hey Phyllis, welcome in, Queen, glad to have you here. I think it's so amazing that two black women can support each other. I remember there was a community post showcasing Chloe and Halle. I'm like, how cool would it be if they went together on tour? And there was a commenter that said, "Are you serious?" I'm like, yeah, I'm serious. Why in the world are people that miserable to not want to be happy for somebody? I genuinely just don't get it. Like, it just degrades you and showcases who you are. I genuinely don't get it. So Chloe and Halle are going to be in the studio for their third album. So cannot wait for that news there. That's going to be so good. Some news on Bumble. So if you're on Bumble, this news is for you, right? I talked about Match Group and how, they're offering a premium subscription tier of $500 a month to potentially find the love of your life. So this comes from TechCrunch. Bumble changes its policy to crack down on bots, ghosting, and doxing. Dane company Bumble has released its updated community guidelines with an aim to crack down on bots, spamming, ghosting, and doxing. The new policy will apply to its app Badoo along with Bumble. The platform is revamping its rules to weed out bots by banning actions like artificially influencing connections, matching conversations, or engagement through the use of automation of scripting. Bumble specified that it has blocked over 8,200,000 accounts this year across its properties. A majority of them through the company's AI to detect fake and spam accounts. Bumble has been investing in various efforts to launch develop machine learning models to make its platform safer. Last year, the company outsourced its own algorithm to detect unsolicited news. The dating app has also added clauses to prohibit adult content on its apps, including content in profiles or attempts to buy, sell, or promote sexual content. In addition, the company is now cracking down on ghosting and will now count as a no-show on dates when two people agree to meet and one of them doesn't show up without any intimidation under bullying and abusive conduct. In a previously published help page about ghosting, the company simply asked users to see it as the other person's loss. Bumble believes in being real about the imperfect nature of dating. We fully get that ghosting can be disappointing and frustrating, but sometimes that happens. If someone stops messaging you, see it as their loss and opportunity to find someone better for you. I think that is wonderfully said. It says here, Bumble is also updating its guidelines to include acts like doxing, victim blaming as rule-breaking offenses under the bullying and abusive conduct policy. This applied to all the company's properties on Bumble, Badoo, and the newly released Bumble for Friends BFF app. Hey, Bad Apple, the legendary Bad Apple in the building. Love you. Thank you for being here. The company hasn't provided any details on whether it also plans to update its reporting options and flow to reflect changes in community guidelines. Additionally, it will face challenges tackling off-platform violations of some of these rules. I appreciate any app that will take responsibility for what they allow. I really do. And ghosting, I don't get ghosting. I really don't, because the vulnerability of somebody giving a part of themselves to you, even if it's just to get to know you, is vulnerable enough. And, if you ghost somebody, I just feel like you're an ishy human being. I'm sorry. Like, at least say, hey, listen, I was busy, or maybe it's not working out. Just be responsible, because at the end of the day, we all are human beings trying to find our mental security blanket, our place to fall, and we're trying to live within our space of peace. That's it. That is all. So a lot really is going on. By the way, for those of you who love cruises, Maxwell has come out with a cruise, y'all. Maxwell, the I go insane. Anyhow, we the final phone. We the final phone. Fistful of tears. I love that song. I love that song. So this comes to us from pitchfork.com. Maxwell has announced the inaugural Maxwell Urban Hang Suite Cruise, a 4-night ocean cruise happening February 10th through the 14th, 2024. In addition to 2 exclusive sets by the R&B singer himself, it will feature performances by Robert Glasper, Ledisi Galliant, Sabrina Collado, Music Soul Child, and Leah James. The cruise takes place on the Norwegian Pearl with stops at Great Stirrup Cay in Nassau in the Bahamas. Great Stirrup Cay is the private island for Norwegian cruise lines, or the Norwegian Cruise Line. Though it shares the same name with Maxwell's debut album in 1996, Maxwell's Urban Hang Suite Cruise does not yet mention what songs the performer will be singing on the trip. It's been 7 years since Black Summer Night came out in 2018. He announced the final installment of his trilogy Night, but the album has yet to surface. Phyllis Crawford says Maxwell has nice music flowing. I agree. Maxwell has released a handful of singles in recent years, like Off, We Never Saw It Coming, reissued his sophomore LP Embrya in 2021 at the Soul Train Awards, or the Soul Train Awards, where he was honored with the Legend Award, rightfully deserved. And last year he covered Michael Jackson's The Lady in My Life at the Billboard Music Awards. So I'm excited for that. That is February 10th through the 14th, a 4-night cruise. Reservations are open now. By the way, Lady in My Life, let me tell you something. If you are a brother and you are trying to get somebody, use that song, but don't use the radio version. Use the extended version of the do 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 da 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 da. Let me tell you something. That song right there, Michael put his whole foot in that thing. Okay, that's the song that I want to dance with my wife at our reception. Damn it, the first dance is to that damn song. Dinner through the years and the shadow of the night, and touch you with my love, and I make you feel alright, and I will keep you warm, and when we're old and gray, I'll always be the same, that you will always be the lady in my life. Listen! Do you hear the words that are coming out of our mouth? Lord Jesus, Father God, be a fence around me every day. Okay? It's also a beautiful love-making song as well. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I say too much. Sometimes. Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay. So shout out to Maxwell. Like I said, is the Urban Suite Hang Cruise, February 10th through the 14th. Reservations are open now. So if you want to go on the Norwegian Pearl, get your reservations. It's going to be a wonderful time. And more than that, like Michael Jackson, Lady in My Life, I feel like it's his best song, because you get to experience the vulnerability of Michael into his mindset of intimacy. It's got that soul that Michael has, but it's all, you feel every presence of Michael in that song. You really, really do. So shout out to that song. Welcome in, everybody, to Braylon's Virtual Tour Live. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. We are here. Higher is Wayne, lower is available, but either way, we're about to go on tour. Yes, indeed. We have talked about Mims and Allison's great interview. Check some of the trolls, waste of life, and just really, honestly, just a waste of thought that came in at the end of the live, trying to hold Allison to account of what her sister did when the whole interview was about Allison. But I mean, when your brain cells can't come together to form a thought of comprehension, you have no thought of making your own decisions for your own life. So anyway, so as we move along on this virtual tour live right here on YouTube, Lionsgate's been going through a lot. So for those of you who don't know, Lionsgate is separating from Starz. Starz is the network that has P-Valley, down in the valley where the girls get naked. If you want to hit it, you can shake it. 1, 2, break them. 3, 4, rake them. Big boys, make some noise. Let me tell you, can't wait for that new season. Damn it, can't wait for it. And honestly, I feel like Autumn Night is not gone. The actress said that she ain't coming back, but guess what? There is a man in a trunk, and Naomi Watts, that brother better be alive next season. He better be alive, because he should have shot Derek. And that, oh my God. Oh, Mississippi, you were dumb. I don't care if he's the father of your kids. I don't care if he is your mental security blanket. I don't care if he's the last person. If he's not about being in construction with you, he is about destruction. No. Let me tell you something. I would have had a black mask. I would have came in and I go for his stomach. Don't worry about me. I got a vest. Go for his stomach. Go for his damn stomach. That's exactly what I would have done. But anyway, okay. All right, let me calm down. As y'all can tell, I really like that show a lot, and the scenes are excellent. By the way, the woman who is in the intro, she's actually from Ohio. When you see the voluptuousness at the end of the intro, that is a woman from Ohio. So shout out to her. Lord Jesus, I would love for her to be single, because let me tell you something. Stripping, honestly, to tell you the truth, it's a real job. I mean, the dexterity, the flexibility, the mental, all of that, to do that for a career. Like Jennifer Lopez said, Hustlers was the hardest movie she's ever done, because it was so intense on the body and so intense on her soul. So listen, and not to mention too, if you're judging strippers, guess what? You probably have went to a strip club before, but you just in the closet about it, okay? Anyway, hashtag Magic City. By the way, Magic City is coming out with a I think it's a 3-part series on the history of Magic City with some unreleased footage and stuff like that. So let me tell you something. You may not like the strippers, but you go for the wings and you just happen to watch the show. Okay. So anyway, back to this story about Lionsgate. So, and this comes from Deadline.com. Suspicious package at Lionsgate offices prompts FBI investigation. A package containing a suspicious powdery substance was discovered in the first floor mailroom of Lionsgate Santa Monica headquarters Thursday, sources confirmed to Deadline. The incident happened around midday and the FBI was called in. The package did not trigger an evacuation, and work at the Lionsgate offices would not interruptedly here. The agency launched an investigation as similar suspicious packages have been reported to be delivered to about 24 businesses within the city. Ultimately, the substance sent to Lionsgate was deemed harmless, thank God, sources said. A spokesperson for Lionsgate declined to comment. The LA office of the FBI did not respond to requests for comment. However, law enforcement sources confirmed that the contents of the package that arrived at Lionsgate Santa Monica offices were not lethal in any way. Authorities continue to investigate the situation. And this has been happening a lot. Like, Joe Biden at the White House also got a package with a white substance as well. I feel that at the end of the day, to do that, you don't understand that even though you may begin a kiki, he, and a ha, that's putting people's lives in danger. And you can be arrested for that. You really, really can. So doxing, sending threats, verbal, physical, otherwise you can be arrested for that. And not to mention too, it's like, Would you want it done to you? Like it's always when I ask that question, no one can give an answer of like, would you want that done to you? And everybody is quiet at that point, right? So, but anyway, so you have that story there, and then so I saw this story here, also from Deadline.com. Los Angeles County official says never say never on COVID mask mandates. Daily cases doubled in the past 4 weeks. In their first press conference in months, Los Angeles County public health officials announced today that COVID case numbers have doubled over the past few weeks. 4 weeks ago, the average number of cases were about 264. For the week that just passed, officials said the daily average was about 571. Okay. So they stress that those numbers are still far below where they have been for much of the past 3 years. Noted they are a undercount, but they do not include home tests, and the number of actual infections we know is much higher. Fervor promised, however, that there were no immediate big announcements. There were no immediate big announcements to be made about the changes and associated recommendations or requests. There's nothing that's changed. We're not announcing any new safety measures. Today, assured Barbara Fervor, director of Los Angeles County Department of Health. But when asked if officials will ever make masks mandatory again, Fervor was less committed. Ever is not a word that I'm comfortable with. She said that there's not a level of uncertainty with this pandemic. I'm never going to say that there's not going to be time when we need to all put our masks back on, but I am going to say we certainly don't need to all put our masks on back now. We're at a place where people can make their own assessments. Let's see. During the press conference, there was so much focus on the recent outbreaks at schools and workplaces as Deadline first reported continuing requirements for masks at businesses that have experienced an outbreak. Asked if there were an increasing number of temporary mask mandates being instituted at workplaces, Fervor said, no, it's standard practice. When there's an outbreak, our team goes in and make an assessment. If it seems like there's a lot of spread or potential for a lot to spread, masks are generally required. It's a reasonable request. It usually lasts until we close the outbreak. In general, 14 to 20 days out, we stop seeing new cases associated with the index case. Then we lift the requirement that people wear masks. If you're in a business that have multiple stories, we don't tell everyone to wear a mask. If there's a reasonable amount of spread, we ask the people on the floor where the outbreak is to wear masks. So, like I said, that's not to scare anybody. I genuinely love being able to give context, connection, and clarity to what is going on in the world, and I feel that it is only the responsible thing to do to be able to say what needs to be said. So that is happening in Los Angeles. I told y'all in another report from Deadline.com that COVID is ramping up in Los Angeles, Nevada, Arizona. The first variant was in Michigan, and New York is receiving hospitalizations for that. So just letting y'all know, it is an actual topic. I did cover it on my YouTube channel very early, EG.5, that new variant. So yeah. Yes, indeed. 3 people are in the building. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll probably be on here for like maybe an hour, 30 minutes or so. Because like I said, it is Friday night, and people are probably out having a good time. But of course, y'all know I am committed, because I said I would do the show Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays around 7 or 8 p.m. I'm trying to do 7 p.m. a little bit earlier. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I still have the Onyx collab to do, and so I'm trying to get back into that groove. I didn't realize that YouTube would be such a big success, and I'm grateful for that. Hey, the legendary Linda Gamble's in the building. She is in the building. Welcome in, Linda. Always, always, always good to see you, Queen, and thank you for your support. And all of y'all, thank y'all for y'all support. I will say, ever since I started YouTube, I will say this. I think it's been, it's definitely an interesting journey for sure. of trying to figure out who I am as an individual and how much to give um, emotionally to this platform, right? So at the end of the day, I appreciate y'all seeing something in me and giving me the love, the space, and the grace to be able to understand. Um, Now I'm going to get some things right, get some things wrong, but I'm always going to try to be responsible, accountable, and realistic with soul, of course. So I appreciate all of you for that. So we are live on tour, everybody. We are talking about Mims and Allison's great interview. Had to check some of the trolls, the trash, the waste of space that came in at the end to try to check Allison, even though the interview was about Allison responding, not about Drew. But of course, like I said, comprehension is not in everyone. And then, of course, we talked about Chloe and Haley going in for a third studio album. Very excited for that. Can't wait for that. Also talked about Maxwell having a cruise. That's right. Maxwell has a cruise coming out February 10th through the 14th. Music Soul Child. Welcome back, Nikki News. Glad to have you here. Music Soul Child, Ledisi, Leah James. That will be a 4-night cruise on the Norwegian Pearl. So that sounds like a good time. Also, too, I was just talking about music and how Michael Jackson, The Lady in My Life, is the song you need to use if you're a brother trying to get a sister. I'm telling you, it works every time. Don't get the radio version, get the extended version, because that builds up. That gives you a little anticipation. If you Bugetto, anticipation if you regular schmegular. So we also talked about Lionsgate. They had a powdery substance arrive at their Santa Monica offices. A lot's been happening in that Lionsgate Santa Monica office. There was a COVID outbreak, powdery substance. Like, what is going on with Lionsgate? And then, of course, I told y'all about how Bumble is cracking down on bots, ghosting and doxing and everything else. And, they said at the end of the day that with, in addition, the company is cracking down on ghosting and will now count as a no-show on dates when two people agree to meet and one of them does not show with any initiation or intimidation under bullying and abusive conduct. And Bumble said this in a previously published help page about ghosting. The company has simply asked users to see it as the other person's loss. Bumble believes in being real about the imperfect nature of dating. We fully get that ghosting can be disappointing or frustrating, to be real with you. But sometimes it happens. The page had said, if someone suddenly stops messaging you, see it as their loss and an opportunity to find someone better for you. Amen, somebody. Amen to that. And so for those of you who and we also talked about Los Angeles, mask mandates. The lead health official for Los Angeles said never say never. So for those of you who like Jemele Hill was on ESPN with Michael Smith. They had Sports Center 6 or SC6. The first two black hosts to host a hour Sports Center together, very historic. Well, Jemele Hill and Spotify in their podcasting deal, this comes from Variety as an exclusive, is the end of the podcast road for Jemele Hill and Spotify as they agreed to end their partnership. Hill, an award-winning journalist, author, and cultural commentator. I like that cultural commentary. I always have said I'm a social commentator, but I guess I'm more of a cultural commentator because I, culturally commentate on everything happening in culture. Launched her podcast, Jemele Hill is Unbothered on Spotify in April 2019. Subconsciously, y'all know what I'm trying to say. She expanded her deal with Spotify for the Unbothered Network, the podcast created and hosted by Black women, Sanctified, and the Black Girl Bravado. Spotify and Jemele Hill have mutually agreed to part ways. The company and Hill said in a joint statement provided to Variety. From the debut of the award-winning podcast, Jemele Hill's Unbothered, to the launch of the Unbothered Network, we are incredibly proud of our partnership and the work we produced together over the past 4 years. Spotify added, we wish Jemele all the best and look forward to seeing her and hearing her in future endeavors. Hill owns the intellectual property rights for Jemele Hill's Unbothered and Sanctified, so it is her decision whether those shows remain on Spotify. However, Black Girl Bravado will remain on Spotify as that is a licensed series. So the end of Hill's pact with Spotify comes after the audio streamers deal with Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, ended this summer. Their deal with Spotify and with the couple having delivered just one show under the agreement. Last year, the Obamas' exclusive deal with Spotify also came to an end. Their higher ground production company subconsciously inked a deal with Audible. Audible is owned by Amazon, Alexa, Prime Video, MGM Plus, everything that is Amazon. Audible's under Amazon. Over the course of more than 240 episodes, Jemele Hill is Unbothered has featured interviews with guests from across entertainment, culture, music, and politics, including Vice President Kamala Harris, Don Cheadle, Ava DuVernay, Common, Ice Cube, Spike Lee, Gabrielle Union, Taraji P. Henson, Soledad O'Brien, Jill Scott, which y'all know I love Jill Scott. Y'all know that's the wifey, that's the queen, that's the... Ooh, she had a job to just be her man. Just to be an escort or companion. Sorry, application process is closed, okay? So, and she said within her episode of Jemele Hill, by the podcast, and also Michelle Turner was also on Jemele Hill is Unbothered. Jill Scott said, I would like to go back to school and study journalism. I'm like, you just keep getting finer. Like, yes, I'm here for it. So Jemele Hill is the co-founder of production company Lodge Freeway Media, and is a contributing writer to The Atlantic. She has spent 12 years previously at ESPN, co-hosted a edition of Sports Center, and contributed to other shows. Hill departed the network in 2018, a year after she touched off a controversy calling Donald Trump a white emissist. In Uphill, a memoir published in October 2022, she shared the whole story of her work, the women of her family, and her complicated relationship with God, per the book's description. Spotify maintains deals with several popular podcasters, including Joe Rogan, who I think he got like $100 million deal or $200 million deal. Alex Cooper, Louis Theroux, Emma Chamberlain, Dax Shepard, Markiplier, and Drew Alfo. In addition, a weekly series from Trevor Noah, the former host of The Daily Show, is slated to debut this year. So on Spotify, quarter one earnings call in April, CEO Daniel E.K. Told analysts that we're going to be very diligent in how we invest in future podcast content deals. He added that podcasts are performing, obviously, so we won't renew, and the ones that are performing, we will also look at those as a case-by-case basis on the relative value. So Spotify reorganized its podcasting group in June by laying off 200 staffers, and said the company will focus more on partnerships with leading podcasts from around the globe. At the same time, Spotify continues to curate a lineup of originals, upcoming launches, including new seasons of Heavyweight Science versus Alex Cooper, Call Her Daddy Season 3, K63 Season 2 starring Julianne Moore and Oscar Isaac, and The Riddler Secrets of the Dark starring Hasim Mashaj. Spotify claims to have more than 100 million podcast listeners globally and more than 5 million podcast titles available in 170 plus markets. The company was the largest podcast network based on reach from quarter 4 2022 to quarter 1 in 2021, according to S Research. So there you go. Let me go to my email because I got something from the Black Podcasters Awards. And listen, I'm actually really about opportunity. I really, really am. And I saw something within the email. Unfortunately, I do not live within the area to be able to do this opportunity. But I also know that there are people looking for an opportunity. So y'all give me a moment. By the way, I am loving the love in the chat. Like, I love that people are saying hi to each other, because I feel like we share some similar subscribers, but also too, it's just nice to be nice. Hey man, it's nice to be nice. So as I get this email pulled up here, how y'all doing? Hopefully your day went well. I went to Dunkin' Donuts and got me a mango pineapple refresher with green tea. A vibe, a whole vibe. So it was really, 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 really good. And then of course I got me some new headphones, because I think the ones I got from a place I think they work fine, but I feel like these work even better. So and plus, no, that it's always good to have a backup pair. So let me type in black podcasters. And I thought about maybe submitting something to them to get a Black Podcasting Award. And they said that, you know, people have gotten deals after being after getting an award from them. So I'm like, yeah, you know, why not? But also too, it's important to put yourself out there, because you don't know what you could become if you don't, you know, take the first step. So, but yeah, hopefully you guys had a wonderful day today. It was a lovely day out where I live, and it was absolutely wonderful for sure. So, come on, laptop, work with me, not against me, please. Thank you. 6 people are in the building, by the way. Thank you all so much. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Glad to have all of you here. And Saturday, tomorrow at 3. Yeah, Saturday at 3 p.m. 3:05 p.m. is is the Ray to Love panel, right? So that is going to be so much fun. I cannot wait for you all to be a part of that. That's going to be so much fun. Let's see here. Okay, hang on, y'all. Because I know I check my emails regularly. Let me make sure here that because I know I had something. Hang on, let's see here. Okay, all right. Let me just type in the name. Let me see, podcast, and it relates to Spotify, by the way. Okay, here it is. So, CultureCon. If you don't know what CultureCon is, it's a huge deal. HBO Max has been sponsoring for the last 5 years. It's a great time. I think the tickets are sold out in New York, but basically, it's a conference, it's a conference where Black and minority indigenous people of color can network, and there has been some amazing things to happen. So CultureCon and Spotify have teamed up for the Talk That Talk pitch contest. So basically, you have to live in the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, or Connecticut. And please note that only new podcast ideas will be considered. Okay. Now, here's what you will win if you win this. Okay, you ready? Spotify will produce the winner's pilot episode at their state-of-the-art Spotify studio in Brooklyn, New York, with the winner scoring invaluable mentorship from a seasoned producer who will be providing expert advice and support as you craft your pilot episode. So I'm going to drop this in the chat. Because at the end of the day, you know, sometimes all you really need is the shot, right? Sometimes all you need is just to be seen one time, and really you just need the chances of chances. So give me a moment as I put this in the chat. Okay, hang on, y'all. Y'all know how YouTube is. You gotta put in so many words. You can't go over 200. So that there. And then I'm going to drop the link for this. So if you know anybody on YouTube who lives in New York, New Jersey, or Connecticut, and they would like to have a shot to have their podcast episode, or have not their podcast episode, but for the chance to work with Spotify, this is the opportunity. So I'm also going to drop the Google form. Hey, Karma Girl, good evening to you. By the way, here's another thing too. The top 3 finalists will hit the stage at CultureCon NYC to highlight the inspirations behind their pitches and how Black creators can continue to innovate in audio. At the end of the session, the winner will be announced. Okay, so this is the advice that I would give y'all if you're going after this opportunity. Okay, if you go after this opportunity and you do not win, don't worry about placing in first place. You know why? Because you placed third. You are one of 3 finalists at CultureCon. Work the CultureCon. Do you understand me? Because guess what? For them to pick you as one of 3 finalists, that means everybody at CultureCon gets to hear the idea for your podcast, and you may get picked up at CultureCon because you were a finalist. You understand? So don't allow where you place to determine how you rise. Woo, that was good. Do not allow where you're placed to determine how you rise. Okay? But you have to live within New York, New Jersey, or Connecticut. So if you know anybody on YouTube, take this link, let them know about the opportunity. And like I said, blessings, congratulations, and praise be unto God, or the power of belief, or whatever you believe in advance for whoever is going to win this. And by the way, shout out to CultureCon and Spotify for teaming up to be able to give this opportunity. Now, hopefully, they will be able to expand this to a national contest so more people can enter like myself and beat everybody respectfully and disrespectfully. Phyllis Crawford says, I love Butterflies by Michael Jackson also. Absolutely. So I'm going to drop the link if anybody wants to come up. So give me a moment. As I do that, hang on. All right, you all, the link is pinned if you want to come up and hang out with me, your man, your friend, and family member, Braylon. And listen, y'all, this is how real I am, right? At the end of the day, I am plugged into so many different spaces and people and opportunities where I could be selfish and hold back, but holding back and being selfish and being one-track minded for me really is holding back from my own blessings. So whoever gets it, I'm glad. And look, like I said, a lover could win it and a hater could win it. If a hater wins this, I hope you are gracious enough to recognize that I'm not providing this opportunity to prove the opportunities that I find, but I'm offering this opportunity because everybody deserves a shot. And I think that says more about my character and how I can be loving, kind, and gracious, even though there's no loving kindness and graciousness within you. So Good luck to whoever wins that. Please apply. I do not know when. I do not know when the deadline is. But it looks like it's one page two. So when you go to the form, it says full name. Please include the names of all the hosts on the podcast. So it looks like they're willing to take people. Now, if you're going to apply for this, I would say don't have no more than 4 co-hosts, right? Because like I said, whoever wins this, they're going to produce your pilot episode. So the more voices there are, the more that the producer's going to have to produce all your voices, okay? Then it says email address. Please include the names of all your hosts. The podcast mailing address must reside in the tri-state area of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. Now, normally what I would say is this, that if you're going to apply for this, submit yourself anyway, because you never know what can happen. But no, they literally have said applicants must reside in the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, or Connecticut. So if you're not from those places, do not, under any circumstances, apply. Okay? Do not apply. because honestly, if you break the rules, sometimes I can break you out of your blessing moving forward. Because y'all, this is the first time that they've done this. So you don't know if this is just a test run to see what they will do in the future. Then of course, Instagram, website, phone number, and then let me see. Let me click next to see if there's anything else. Oh, I can't even see the next form. Okay. So, but whatever else is on page 2 of that, that'll be it. So there you guys go. So if you want to produce a podcast with Spotify, there you go. And not to mention too, even though it's a pilot episode, that can go on your resume. That is great social capital. And in addition to that, let Spotify know that, hey, this is a pilot episode, but I'm also willing to be a host at Spotify. Be a solution. Do not allow this podcast episode to be your main way to get in the door. Understood? Understood. So with that, 6 people are in the building. Thank you all so much. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I am loving the energy of the chat as well. Feel free if you got anything that you want to talk about. By the way, I saw something else on these YouTube streets. I want to say shout out to Who Knew for this. Hotel Holt says, and I quote, I could not believe the title when I saw this. And some of you may know, some of you may not know, but let me as my laptop computer works with me here. Oh Lord, Fast X, Lord help. They went to the moon, didn't they, in the new Fast X? It says here, Hotel says, and I quote, Knox is a blessing in spite of who he hurt. Dude, really? Really though? Really though? I can't, man. I can't. He's a blessing in spite of who he hurt. So basically what you're saying is, you know that child was created from a space, a mindset, and a soul of no good. And you're saying that he's still a blessing in spite of who he hurt. So that's basically you saying out loud that you purposely meant to hurt a full-grown, forget black woman. Forget that somebody's daughter, a whole nother human being. You are saying that you believe that he's a blessing in spite of who he is. So you're acknowledging the fact that you want to hurt her. Hotel, I'm just going to tell you this. After this season, keep your damn mouth shut. Do not sign up for another season. Because, dude, you are done. You've been done, but you are finished to oblivion. I have never seen social media hate one black man at one time. Besides DJ Wacademics. But seriously. So you say that this child's a blessing in spite of who he hurt. You say to your ex-wife that God allowed me to have an outside child, or that you're grateful that God allowed you to have an outside child because of what I heard of you. You took her to family court to bond the Eminem kids from being on social media, and making it back. Meanwhile, you want Knox to be Maverick, so he could be an Eminem kid. So, and then you're broke because you could not afford $100,000 fee, but yet but then again, Hotel is throwing another event. By the way, shout out to Diana Rose for that tea. He's hosting an event where Bolo and Egypt Sherrod and her King will be there as well. So you're back with Miguel Wilson. Okay, I don't know how you I don't know how you use your social capital to get in the door. I really don't. I'm surprised you still have any that you think that you can use. But you couldn't afford the fee. You couldn't afford $10,000 for your attorney. Publicist you couldn't pay, so left you. Your mama allegedly had to have her house paid, allegedly by Carlos King. And then you have the blackdacity and the blackpocracy to go against her brother and say that you would beat up her brother when the brother fully has the right to whoop your behind. And then you go to Mel Fletcher on her beautiful doorstep and you bring drama to her life by saying that Melody cheated on you. If she cheated on you, good for you. Guess what, Hotel? I was one of the guys that Melody did with. Y'all, I'm joking on that. Melody and I have not been intimate, okay? But what I am saying is at this point, Hotel hates any dude that gets around Melody. At this point, my Lord Jesus, if I was working at Nubian TV, that's it. He does that like a princess and throw princess tantrums. So, I'm not saying you a princess. I'm saying you exhibiting princess behavior. But anyway, me and Melody might be working together, and he might think, oh, guess what? Him and Melody are together. Guess what? No, we're not. But guess what? If I need to be able to be with her and say, yeah, she's my woman, just so you can shut the hell up, I will absolutely do that. Absolutely, I would. Are you kidding me? And then you say that you're manifesting her back? Really? And then Queen Sheba Darling, shout out to Queen Sheba Darling, she said that the interview happened because you couldn't pay your publicist. And that she got some receipts on you because you wanted to talk about the child situation. And she said, I'm trying to leave that alone because there's some receipts on you. Dude, and those are just the things I can list off the top of my head about you. Okay. All right. I've never seen this much stupidity get paid for before. Never seen it. Never seen it. And then the snot, who is in a lawsuit with Zen Gardens allegedly for $5 million for no payment. And then, Bugs with his, barbershop and not finishing that in the way that happened, sadly, with his child, passing away. And then Joy, who's a veteran. So y'all can't deal with y'all reality, but yet y'all gonna make a storyline of Tisha being pregnant? And Marcel got a vasectomy? I mean, obviously we can tell why he got a vasectomy, because Lord Jesus, another Marcel in the world. God help us all. And y'all, I'm talking about Marcel. I'm not talking about his kids. Get your facts straight before you open up your mouth. Go to Adam and Eve and get a pocket kitty or get a ding dong and fill your mouth. Okay? before y'all come from me. Thank you very much. Now, the fact that Marsha got a vasectomy, and at the end of the preview, Marsha says, "Have you ever stepped out on me?" And Tisha says, "I can't answer that." Child, if this isn't the blackdacity and the blackpocracy, y'all dragged Melody for getting rid of Hotel, but yet y'all might be breaking up. I mean, did Melody Cherie say that in the mid-season preview that's what's going to happen when Tisha leaves you behind? Hashtag revel in the revelations. That video's on my channel too. But I can't. And then Stormy Still's going to have fans this season because Marsha tried to check Courtney about that teacher should talk, because when you talk, it's all over the place. And I agree. You say a lot of different things that have no substance to them. Dude, like seriously, like I just like, dude, if you don't know something, just say you don't know. Because you trying to, be deep and stuff when you can't even be deep in your responsibilities. What the hell? Allegedly, you in the boom boom room getting your face beat by a makeup artist. Allegedly. And black is not the only thing black. Because Kiki in the preview, Kiki was having a Kiki with Melody, saying that allegedly you had a threesome and stepped out on Tisha. And by the way, I'm going to need one of y'all men to be men, because any other dude would have checked Hotel by now. On camera. Would not have given a damn. That would have been their last season. At least they would have went out swinging. Somebody would have checked Marsha on camera if it was any other dude on the street by now. I'm going to need y'all to execute, because this is getting ridiculous. Would y'all allow y'all sons to act this way? Why are y'all allowing grown men to act like boys when you know you want to accept that behavior out of your own sons? Explain that to me. And don't even say, well, Braylon, you're not a father. You can't say this or that. Guess what? I may not be a father, but God dog, I've been raised by two good damn dads that just because they're older don't mean they don't know how to put me in my place. We got to get off of that. Oh, you can't speak on this or that because you haven't been through. Guess what? There's some issue you haven't been through, but yet you open up your mouth to suck on that topic, to suck on that story down your throat. Oh, child. Okay. 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 And then Kimmy. Lord Jesus, Kimmy and Maurice. Kimmy, I understand the boudoir shoot, and there are many women that do a boudoir shoot to showcase the beauty of who they are so they can feel good about themselves and everything else. But I'm kind of wondering what y'all's storyline is, because it seems like, when Maurice was, riding, jumping on it with two women on a mechanical bull and say, I'm looking at you, Kimmy. It seems like there's some brokenness in your relationship. And then let's not forget about Tiffany and Big Lou. And by the way, shout out to Big Lou, because he seems like he's a real dude. But Tiffany and Big Lou seem to be having problems, because everybody asking where Big Lou is. And I understand why Big Lou probably is not around, because he doesn't want to deal with toxicity. But there's some problems there. And I say Stormy Still's going to have fans because guess what, Marcel? In the words of me, you got 99 problems, but you couldn't cover $100. That video is also on my channel too. You're saying thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Still, disrespecting them when y'all brought Stormy in because Melody didn't want to be a part of y'all expo. So why would you disrespect somebody that came at the last minute to come through for you? Where'd they do that at? And then y'all didn't want to pay your friends. So what people should do is call Scope Realty or Reality and say, I want y'all to build a home, but I'm not going to pay y'all for it. And let's see how y'all take that. And then Marsha telling Hotel that he owes him $3,700 when Hotel is broke. And you're disrespecting what Melody and Hotel invested in Scope Realty. Child, September 16th will be here before you know it. By the way, if y'all want to come up, feel free to come on up to hang out with me. Child, there's so much going on in the world of social media, let me tell you. But yeah, I can't. I cannot. So, but anyway, child. Anyway, by the way, have y'all did y'all hear about the shooting in Florida? It's always something happening in Florida. Always something happening in Florida. So Ron Losermonious. Ron Losermonious went down to Jacksonville to say condolences, and they snatched the microphone away from him. I'm like, good on you, Jacksonville. Because, dude, you're taking Black history out of colleges. You stripping away money from diversity, equity, inclusion programs. And then you lose a $1,700,000,000 contract from Disney, even though you and your wife got married at Disney. And you do realize the Reedy Creek District was created so that way Florida wouldn't have to pay for anything. But you just wanted power that much, right? And then you really think that you have the caucasity and you had the hypocrisy and the caudacity to go to Jacksonville to try to give love to Black people when you don't care about Black people. That's why a tree fell upon your mansion. Now, the family and the kids were not in it, of course. You know, human life is important. But I bet you the people in Jacksonville did, oh, happy day, when Jesus walks, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, how I want to be of that number. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, they were celebrating that house fall on your mansion. Believe you me. Hell. Anyway, welcome in everybody to Braylon's Virtual Tour Live. Higher is waiting, low is available, but either way, we're on tour, okay? Glad to have you. 8 people in the building. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hopefully you are having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday night. Thank you for being here with me. We've been talking about so much, y'all. We talked about Allison Jordan and Make It Make Sense interview. And unverifiable cousin Courtney. Great interview, Bim. Shout out to you once again, and also to Allison Jordan. I cannot wait till you go live so I can come up so you can hear my voice and we can engage in each other's energy and we can give each other goodness to each other, because you are a queen for sure. You can teach some of these princesses how to be responsible for their own tea. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So but then we talked about Bumble and their strategies, you know, for ghosting and doxing and things like that. Lionsgate, they have mysterious powder substance, you know, COVID regulations. You know, they talked about the mask requirements and things like that. What else did we talk about? We talked about a lot tonight. Maxwell announces Urban Hang Suite Cruise. That's February 10th through the 14th of next year. So very excited for Maxwell to do that. Chloe and Haley Bailey first revealed details about working on a third album. So that's going to be very exciting. And then, of course, we talked about Olivia Bentley, a sex therapist, who, y'all, this is so crazy. I cannot legitimately believe that this was posted to the internet. But then again, it's the internet. So why am I surprised? Sex therapist reveals that she engages in intimate relationships with clients to repair their troubled marriages. And then, of course, we talked about love and marriage Huntsville. So we've been all around the way, and all around the world, and I rather. So if you want to come up, click that link to come on up and join me. We'd love to hear your voice in the conversation. I know some of you are probably very comfortable if you're Bougetto, or comfortable if you're regular schmegular. And by the way, shout out to Tea Talk with your girl. I know that she had her interview with Miss Vanessa, Melody's mom, and I hope that went well. I wasn't able to be there because it was members only, but I pray that it went well for sure. But yeah, we're just chilling. We're live on tour, everybody. Hopefully all y'all are enjoying your Friday night. I'm glad to be here with you. Also, too, if you go in the chat, if you live in the tri-state area of New York, New Jersey, or Connecticut, you can have the chance, thanks to Spotify and CultureCon, to potentially win your podcast idea to be produced as a pilot at the state-of-the-art Spotify studio in Brooklyn, with the winner scoring invaluable mentorship from a seasoned producer who will be providing expert advice and support as you craft your pilot episode, and that can also translate to future mentorship. And the top 3 finals will be flown out to CultureCon. So, a lot going on tonight. But of course, you know, like I said, we cover the mess of the possible, we cover the rise of the possible, and always am glad to have you all here. So, yes, indeed. Nikki News says the men in my family would check in the first season. Oh, I believe it. Absolutely. Absolutely. So hopefully they execute. Because child, people are straining on Love and Marriage Huntsville. They are straining. Love and Marriage DC. I told y'all about DJ Quicksilver. That's on my channel as well. I told y'all about DJ Quicksilver moving to morning radio. So he will not be doing the afternoon drive anymore from 3 to 7 p.m. He'll be doing the morning drive from 6 to 10 a.m. I think. So yes, a lot happening there. And I don't know if they're going to show him doing morning radio at all or not. But yeah, yes, indeed. 6 people are in the building. Thank you all so much for being here. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Like I said, if you want to come up on StreamYard, just click the link and join me up here, y'all. I would love to hear your voice on any other topics that we talked about tonight. And yeah, as we get closer to 2 hours being live on tour, I appreciate each and every one of you. But yeah, glad to have you here. Just checking my notifications, y'all. Okay. Just see. Okay. Wait a minute. Oh, wow. That's a bold. That's bold. I'm sorry, y'all. I just saw something. Oh, Nzinga Amani went live on Instagram. Oh, God. Anyway. Hey, Sexy Mommy at 60, welcome in. Glad to have you here. Always good to see you here as well. Always good to see you here as well. We've been talking a lot, y'all, tonight. So like I said, if you want to come on up on StreamYard, just click that link. Would love to hear your voice. And like I said, I want everybody to know something about me. I love everybody, but I don't put up with ish that I don't have to, right? And I am forgiving, but I don't forget. And at the end of the day, my humanity is layered. Just like you are layered. So don't let the boldness, the brashness, and the style, the flair, and the black excellence deter you from coming up here. Because at the end of the day, I think Nikki News, Sexy Mommy, Karma Girl, Phyllis Crawford, the people that are here, they will tell you that at the end of, and of course Linda Gamble, of course legendary Linda Gamble, Bad Apple, all the people that support me, they will tell you that I'm probably one of the realest people on YouTube. So if you come up here, it's going to be a nice, easygoing investment conversation. And it's no judgment here, because at the end of the day, the world is already judging you, me, and all of us. Why add to the problem when we can both be solutions together? Amen, somebody. So if you come up here, it's going to be a good time. And I'm very open to talking about whatever you want to talk about. So, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. If y'all got any questions on any hot topics, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm loving how everybody is supporting each other in the comment section there, the live chat. Thank you very much, Nikki News. I appreciate that. I'm going to pin that up there. Thank you very much. I appreciate you very much. And I try my best to be. Do I have my moments? Sure, who doesn't, right? I mean, honestly, my mom said to me that, if you meet the perfect person, let me know so I can talk to them. And since that person ain't out here, we gotta recognize that just because someone has a moment, that doesn't mean we make that moment and paint that as the masterpiece of who they are. You have to recognize the collection of who they are as art. Right? So just give people grace, you know what I mean? Because I think sometimes we lose out on the biggest blessings by painting people with a large brush, right? So yeah. So yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Y'all got any questions for me on any hot topics or anything at all? Feel free to put in the live chat. I will answer them to the best of my ability. And of course, like I said, if you want to come up on StreamYard, I know I keep pushing that, but I want you to feel, and I hope you do feel, and I hope that feeling is running through you, that you do have a space here. You know what I mean? So, let's see. Yes, you are. I have a grandson over here. I have my grandson over here, so I have a date. Oh, okay, you got a date, Karma Girl. All right, get your date on. Yes, I'm here. Look, I am here for people being happy. I am. I'm so here. I'm so here for it. I really am. But yeah, that's awesome. I'm so happy for that. But yeah, like I said, and I know I keep saying if you want to come up, but I want you to know, like I said before, out my rambling comes straight. Just give me time. I want you to know that you have a space here. Right. And honestly, for those of you who are wondering, like, y'all, my production is not that complicated. I'm literally doing this on my phone right now. And all I got is my banner, some nighttime driving music, and a great intro and a great outro. That's all I have. Let's see. Nikki News says, Braylon, I do have a question. I'm considering starting my channel. I want to focus on either surviving narcissistic abuse or celebrity topics. How did you decide for your channel? That's a great question. So how I decided for my channel was the way I got in. Oh, child, it was not a good way to get in because a lot of ish happened. But out of that ish came out a lot of good blessings. So the way I got to my channel was Love and Marriage Huntsville, right? And, started going up on panels and, being the Calvary for people. So my channel got chosen because of my circumstances. But I think some of my biggest breakout moments on this channel, the hotel, the only line that you're going to be a part of is for an orange suit. The Carson Blue interview that, a content creator made. I covered that live, and Carson Blue came over to the channel. I didn't expect that to happen. And then, of course, the Stormy Steele interview where I broke the vendors, right? So for me, it became Love and Marriage Huntsville, but then I recognized that there was more to me. So I started to do celebrity topics. I think for you, I would say this. You have to run your own race, right? I can tell you why I think you should cover, but at the end of the day, you have to have the soul to cover it. So for you, if I had to say between those two options, I would say cover celebrity topics, right? Because celebrity topics allow you to showcase the diversity in your humanity, right? So covering narcissism is more specialized, and there are many experts on narcissistic abuse that are wonderful, great, fantastic. But also, too, you have to really be into that, and you have to showcase that basically from the jump. But at least with celebrity topics, you do get the chance over time to evolve yourself, to evolve your voice, and to evolve your space in how you move about your videos. So plus, not only that, celebrity topics allows you to try and fail, because with narcissistic abuse, if you do miss one video, then they're going to count that as everything. That's not fair. But I would say celebrity topics. And if you find celebrity topics that deal with narcissistic abuse and personality traits, that's where you shine. So I hope that answered the question. See, I love doing this type of stuff. Love doing this type of stuff. And that analysis comes from me being comes from my background being in radio broadcasting. So that's why I'm able to talk very articulately, because I used a platform that brought out the greatness that lies within inside me. So yeah. I will say this: radio taught me the power of giving voice to the things that we talk about. Television taught me how to use my time wisely, because most shows on TV are 40 minutes or 42 minutes with without commercials, and 60 minutes with. So radio taught me my voice, television taught me responsibility, and then the marketplace showed me my diversity. It's all mental, everybody. It's all mental. It's all mental. 8 people are in the building. Thank you all so much for being here. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. We're talking about many things tonight. The big topic, of course, is unverifiable cousin Courtney. Honestly, she should make that a whole line and make money off of it, okay? Hashtag kissing cousins should also be a line. Should also be a whole branding line. But anyway. Also, that could be promote kissing cousins, but there are some states where you can't marry cousins. But anyway, so we talked about Mims and no problem, Nikki News. You know I got you. But yeah, we talked about Mims and Allison's great interview. Had to check some people that were idiots, waste of space and waste of thought that came in at the end to check Allison. About Drew, even though the interview was about Allison responding. But like I said, their brain cells don't compute, so they can't compute any intelligent thoughts. So had to check that, did that, and we've been talking about all types of topics tonight. So yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And also, too, I'm answering your questions live. So if you have any questions like Nikki News just had, just type in the live chat. I will answer them to the best of my ability. If you want to come up and hang out with me live up here, come on up. It's a good time. It's a good time. So, and by the way, I am very thankful for any support that I get. So you can do super chat, super thanks, super stickers, Cash App. And like I said, you don't have to, but I'm always grateful for that for sure. Yes, indeed. I'm about to put up a poll question here. We'll see what the vibe is on that. By the way, 7 people are in the building. Thank you all for being here. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Higher is way, low is available. But either way, we are on tour. Thank you all for being here. Really do appreciate you all. Like I said, just talking about a lot of different topics tonight. Feel free to put your question in the chat. And of course, if you want to join me on StreamYard, just click the link and come on up. I know that some of you have had a long day and you are probably having this on in the background. Just gotta just chill and just settle down. You're turning off the world and you're turning it and you're tuning into your peace. Hey, Hey, yes indeed, yes indeed. See, I have my moments where I'm really good at stuff like that, but y'all don't have to worry. I will never be on American Idol. I'll be taking Ryan Seacrest's job before ever singing, but that's neither here nor there. Oh Lord Jesus, help me, Father. Yes, indeed. Whew. And also too, like I said, tomorrow at 3:05 p.m. on a Queen Tea with GG9 and also Talk with Solana's YouTube channels will be the Ray to Love panel at 3:05. We had Sierra, a current cast member on this edition of Ray to Love. She was in the live chat, y'all. We talked. So that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, join me tomorrow at 3:05 p.m. It should be a wonderful time. And I will be uploading another video soon. Trying to get back into it's weird because I feel like my greatness is showcased the best on live, but I also feel like my diversity is best showcased when I do my videos, because y'all get to see me in a quick 15 to 25-minute video. So yeah, welcome in. Glad to have all of you here. We're just chilling. Feel free to talk with each other. Feel free to talk to me in the live chat. Come up on StreamYard. We're talking about Allison and Mims and unverifiable cousin Courtney. Check some people, of course. Talking about Chloe and Haley, their third album. By the way, like Epidemic Sound, any music service, can we get the music industry together in YouTube so we can just have music listening parts? Because I would love to do it. I would love to do an R&B old school night here. Y'all know how I used to play Dr. Sax Love in the background. I would love to do that, but also too, like, nobody wants to get content ID claimed. Okay, that's tiring. That's trash and disgusting. So if we can get that together, I would love to do some music streams. I really, really would. I used to do a water show on Facebook where I would showcase different water shows from around the world, and put them to old school R&B music. I loved doing that, but then of course, Facebook being Facebook, copyright claim, of course. And you know what? It's amazing what actually gets allowed on social media too. You're trying to do a music stream, trying to bring people together, and somebody, throws ratchetness on social media, and that's allowed. Okay, guess everybody's being fair. But anyway, 8 people in the building. Hey, by the way, if you don't know by now, shout out to the Silver. I know that some of us are a part of the queendom, and I am a king in that queendom. So the kingdom is welcomed over there. She does allow men to be over there and do themselves stuff. If you are on the Patreon, as she would like to say, the $5 tier is gone. It is gone. So it's only $10 now because she has to make some necessary changes. But yeah, I just wanted y'all to know that in case y'all did not know that. But yeah, I think she said her next Patreon will be for the season premiere for Love and Marriage Huntsville. So I'm gonna try my very best to be there, if I can, because I would love to get my take. And of course, Tea Talk with your girl and me, we do our legendary review, Auntie and Nephew review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. But also too, I will be going back to doing my legendary titles on YouTube. So can't wait for you guys to see the new titles to come. And y'all know usually I do word play with my titles, and I try to find the inch and make it a mile out of my title. And it's a good time. It's a good time. So now it will be interesting to see if I do any 6-hour to 12-hour streams, depending on the news of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Hopefully I won't have to, because all 3 of those are circumstantial. I will say I feel like the funniest one was the Stormy Still video that was like 6 hours live, because I covered the vendor story, broke that story. Nobody else really talked about that, but that's okay though. That's okay because I broke it. So talked about that story. Then Resi the Diva, shout out to Resi the Diva. Um, she said Uncle Wanda went live to Huntsville, Alabama. Y'all, I could not remember why I even said that night. I was just firing them off so good. Do you hear me? I was firing them off so good. And so that was a lot of fun. And also too, and not to mention too, going to her Instagram, talking about the young brother that performed at the pasture party, and then of course a coach, a former, I think she was a former basketball coach, if I'm not mistaken. Her girls went, and there was a young lady that was pregnant. So hopefully that bundle of joy is here in the world, happy, healthy, and amazing. So yeah. Let me see. Ended at 9:30. Okay, I see one vote there. All right, thank you all very much. I'll keep that up for a little bit longer. I think I may end it at 9:30. Maybe we'll see, because I don't want this to be too long, but also too. Here's the thing about being live, right? Because when I was live that night with covering the Stormy Still thing, I had like 40 people still with me at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, we were some night owls that night. We really were. So yeah. But I appreciate all 8 people being here, and I really do mean that, y'all. I do not despise my small beginning, because at the end of the day, you will never be able to get to your greatness if you don't start to try to be great. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it. And like I said, I'm always amazed at how I put this show together. Because honestly, it's just taking random hot topics, going on tour live, and giving y'all my take. That's the antithesis of the show. Virtual tour live. 9 people in the building. Hey, welcome in. Glad to have y'all here. Glad to have you. We're just talking. Just chilling. Hopefully you're having a wonderful night wherever you are. Labor Day will be here, so I know that there are going to be some good old barbecues. Get on up, because what we want to do, hey, to the left, duh, to the right, duh. So getting your line dances, your barbecue, all the aunties, uncles, nieces, and nephews, and cousins, all that is going to be wonderful. Y'all behave yourselves on Labor Day, okay? Make sure that you have your chairs ready, on standby. You understand? Because chairs are considered a license and carry weapon. Hashtag Montgomery, Alabama. Anyway. Those memes of the chair were so damn funny. There's a friend of mine that all he did was just put out 2 chairs. It was like, hang on. He was like, and just patted them and just left them on the outside of the door. Oh my Lord Jesus. It was too funny. But yeah, for sure. It's funny because the guy that used the chair said that, the other guy had a chair. I just wanted to let him have a seat. I'm like, you know what? I love our people. I really, really do. Can't stand them sometimes, but I love our people. So, yes, indeed. Oh, man. Like I said, I hope you guys are in good company tonight, whether you are a family of 1 or a family of 4, whatever family you're a part of. Hopefully you are having a good night. And thank y'all for allowing me to be a part of your night. Could have been anywhere, but I appreciate you being here, of course. And yeah, for sure. Like I said, if there's any questions that y'all have, feel free to put them in the chat. The good old live chat. And by the way, can we just say that the live chat on YouTube is like a whole person? Because I've had some live chats and they are flying. By the way, for those of you who don't know, oh my God, phone calls from prison. Shout out to phone calls from prison, and shout out to Pam Esquire. Pam Esquire is awesome. I was over there, listening to the Shirley Strawberry calls. Y'all, y'all, y'all. Once again, y'all. Those calls, I'm like, what in the world is going on? Like, so this is my take on it, right? And I haven't made a video about it because I'm just like, no. But I will give y'all my take since we're on tour together, traveling on the highways, byways, roads and back roads, possibly as what can be. So as we're traveling down the street of Shirley Strawberry, I understand being for your man, but I cannot understand you being against your daughter. She said that in the call that there was this young lady that was in her daughter's ear, and the young lady said that Ernesto is not welcome, and it was an event that they were throwing, and that Ernesto could not come, and so Shirley said, well, he wasn't coming anyway. And I'm just like, hey, that's that person's right? And like I said, I understand that moms and daughters have a very unique relationship, but if it is alleged that Ernesto did something, that's your daughter and that's your kids. And the daughter said, the only thing I care about is me and my kids. And that's what any mom would do, including yourself, sure. So I understand that she could be an enemy, because at the end of the day, like, I'm not going to do anything wrong to you, but also too, how parents have the autonomy, the mental autonomy to be able to make decisions. So do the kids. The kids have privilege as well, right? That's just my genuine take on the whole thing. Phone calls from prison said that there will be more phone calls released. Of course, I will be waiting with fervor to listen to that. And also to, the original Straight No Chaser, waiting for another part 2. Let's see. Ernesto is 10 years younger than Miss Shirley. She's probably alleged to have a significant younger man. Oh, I'm sure she is. I'm sure, Estella got her bruised back energy for sure. And then, of course, like I said, original Straight No Chaser with Ariane Curry, or as y'all call her, Coleslaw. There should be a part 2 coming out. I'm waiting for that as well to talk about that. So, yeah, a lot going on. So it looks like from the votes that I should end at 9:30. So I will definitely do that. But yeah, I'm so appreciative of everybody coming through tonight. And, I think YouTube is teaching me how to go forward. No matter what you think of what the world may or may not say about you, you determine the power you have and how you give power. So, like I said, I'm going to keep going with this, because at the end of the day, it is all about growing, right? It is all about growing. Do not let your circumstances determine your success. Say it again, do not let your circumstances determine your success. By the way, shout out to, speaking of circumstances determining your success, these are some great circumstances to determine your success. Shout out to Storm Monroe and Love Jones. I saw them on Storm Monroe's channel. I gotta tell you something. I love the vibe. Like, Love Jones had this curly hair afro type of, and the hips were hipping, and the vibe was vibing, and the souls were souling. And I'm happy for Storm Monroe. I don't know if they're together or not, But I am happy for people being happy, and they look good together. So listen, I'm here for it. Yes, yes, indeed, yes, indeed. Being happy for other people brings you happiness. I'm telling you that right now. The hardest thing to do in life is to be supportive of other people when you have nothing going for you. That's the hardest thing to do. But I promise you this: if you do what you're supposed to do, when your time comes to be happy, it will come back to you in so many ways that you would not expect. I promise you. Being still in what you have will allow you to have more things. It's just like the woman with the storehouse. I've said the story before, but the woman with the storehouse, she was so afraid to get rid of everything she had. But God said, I need you to get rid of that so I can bring you something new. And, I think we all have a storehouse mindset, right? All the things we have, our material possessions, our family, our friends, what have you. Sometimes the reason why there's nothing new in our storehouse is because we don't want anything new in our storehouse. So just know that if God asks you to move, He's always asking you to move for a purpose. Now, I don't shove God down people's throats. I believe that, people believe what they want to believe for their own reasons. And sometimes people don't believe in God because of an experience that, why, God, did you do this? Some people don't believe in God because of an experience that they had at the church, whether that was abuse, whether that was indoctrination forced upon them, or a story that they might not be comfortable with. So I understand not everybody believes in God, but everybody believes in the power of belief. So wherever you believe in God's power of belief, or whatever you believe in, karma, good or bad karma, just know that when whatever you believe in asks you to move, or asks you to be supportive, or asks you to give of something, is because something is about to come your way. Just want you to know that. So if you're in a position of giving and you don't know why you're giving, I promise you are giving for a purpose, for something to be given back to you. So, and no, I am not no preacher, y'all. I just have an old soul. I've been raised right. I don't put up with any ish, but I know everybody's trying to find their way. And so I just reach people right where they are and give them the best I have. So that's it. No magic sauce to me. Well, I mean, there's there's a little something in me. You know what I mean? But So, I want to ask another poll question. 3 votes. Okay, I see. Okay, I'm gonna ask y'all a question because hang on, y'all. Okay. So the question I'm going to ask is something I am wondering. And I appreciate y'all voting in these polls because it really does help me. All right, here we go. So, y'all know that the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion is coming, right? So, one will be, I think one's this Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. And then the other one will be the next Sunday. So, what I want to know from y'all is, should I go live and recap it, or should I do a virtual pit, or should I do two virtual pit stop videos? So I'll wait for your votes here to see, and of course I will use this as a guide to decide what I will do. But I'm just curious. Okay, so two votes, 50-50 right now. One vote for live, another one for a virtual pit stop video. Okay, all right, that is helpful and not helpful because it's 50-50, but I see the helpfulness in that you guys are open either way. Okay, that is good to know. That is good to know. I'll leave it up for a little bit. Because honestly, this was fun to recap Mims's interview. It was really, really fun. By the way, shout out to Paige Christie. I will definitely be. I think I may do a live on her. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Tomorrow I gotta go grocery shopping. Your main friend and family gotta restock his fridge. But yeah, I may do that tomorrow because I know you guys said that you want a Saturday edition of Virtual Tour Live. So I have not forgotten about it. I've just been, I try to keep weekends to myself. You understand? Because Monday through Friday, I give a lot. Saturday, Sunday is just rest day. But I did ask. You guys did respond. And so I'm going to try to do a Saturday version. I am. And I will ask you guys what time y'all wanted. So I think I may have did that. And y'all said like maybe 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock on Saturday night. So we'll see. So I got 3 votes for 67% said virtual tour pit stop video, and then 33% say live. Okay. Who created the intro for your channel? That's a good question. I did. So when you see, when you hear that great song, and when you see that car going through, that's me. I did that. I literally was on Canva. I don't mind sharing where I create my content. Thank you. So literally, I was trying to find the soul to the channel, right? And so I was in the words of Mims, looking and lurking, and I saw that. I'm like, okay, something is magical about that. Yes. Okay, so what can we do with that? And then I thought about Tosh.0. For those of you who may or may not remember, Tosh.0 was a American comedy series showcasing the comedy of the internet. And I'm like, can I be the Black Tosh.0? Maybe. But I need to be the Black Tosh.0 in my own way. So then I was like, okay, this car is futuristic, it's moving, it has purpose. And then I just typed in Braylon's virtual tour. I just literally typed that in. I'm like, okay, that's something, but I need a song. I need something, right? I need a hook. And, I typed in R&B. I listened to some tracks, and then I heard that amazing song. It's a game to play. I'm like, oh my Lord, how the beat matched up with the car. I'm like, that is the intro. And then, did I do my change in my intro? Yeah, I did, because right now I'm trying to figure out Canva right now. Okay, so I may have to make a extra account for Canva to be able to connect everything, because they say that my Canva is not connected to my YouTube channel, which that's a lie. It's a lie. Well, that's what they're saying. So let me not say that they're alive. I'm trying to be better, child. Keyword trying. Keyword trying. But and thank you, Nikki News. It's a wonderful song. It really is. So I'm probably gonna have to make a separate Canva account and connect that to the YouTube, and hopefully we'll be able to get that back because I am able to play it. I just have to have it hooked up correctly. So I think that's probably what it is. And by the way, shout out to Canva. If you get Canva Pro or you get Canva Teams, they are very responsive. They're very responsive to you emailing them any problems, and they get right back to you. So trust me, I am going to get that together because I love that song. That is, forget a song, okay? Forget a track. That is a anthem. That is our anthem. That is my anthem, and damn it, it's going to get played. But also, you know, my mom, and shout out to my mom too. I love my mom very much, and my dads and my sister, and all the other family members, including my brothers and sisters. My mom said, Bray, you do not have to have music in order to. Oh, Cheryl Rose said, hey, Moneybag, Braylon just popped in to hit the like button, popping out. Have a good night. Oh, love you for that. Listen, I received Moneybag Braylon. I received that nickname because guess what? What I'm doing now, hopefully will translate into Moneybags in Jesus' name. Yes, yes, yes. Amen, amen. Thank you, Cheryl Rhodes. Much love to you for that. I know it's 9:30, but since we are in conversation right now, I'm gonna let this conversation continue, and then we'll close it out. But yeah, my mom, she said to me, Braylon, you do not have to have music in order to do what you do. You are genuinely gifted at what you do. So just produce the content. Allow your voice to be the content. Now, if they're telling you the rules, those are the rules. They have those rules in place for a reason. I'm like, well, Mom, some rules are stupid. Yeah, well, whether they're jacked up rules or make sense, or they're rules that make sense, it's still their rules, and you have to play by their rules. And that's why I thank God for Mom, because see, she has lived more life to be able to have that calm mindset. I'm not there yet. I'm there in some areas of my life. I'm still evolving now. But the point is, my mom is right. But I know that song is a connection for us. So I'm going to do that. But just know if I'm able to get the song back, it'll be great. But if I don't get the song back, y'all know the song that is our anthem, and it will always be our song. But just trust me, either way, as long as y'all come for me and the content, we are going to be just fine. So I did want to give my mom some credit because she definitely helped her son out for sure, because I was going to say some things about Epidemic Sound when I got to the industry. My mom said, you don't know who's connected to who, and that can block your blessing. So I thank God for my mother. Absolutely did. Thank God for mamas and daddies with sense. Because Lord Jesus, if I was my own counsel, oh, Jesus. I'm not saying I'm not bad counsel, but also, I'm not saying I'm bad counsel, but also I'm not saying I'm good counsel either. I'm in between. You know what I mean? So. Yes, indeed. 6 people are in the building. Thank you all so much. By the way, vote in the poll if you can, please, and thank you. I am asking all of you, should I recap the Real Housewives of Reunion live on a Braylon Lee virtual tour live, or should I do it in a virtual tour pit stop video? So I'm asking y'all that because one thing that I do, and I feel like the bigger content creator you are, the less you probably are able to do this, because you know your audience knows you, so you can, do what you need to do. But because I am still new to YouTube, I am very old school in how I create connection, create community, and create a culture. of investing in people. So when I do these polls, I do these polls to connect with you all because I do believe, even though I am new, I am new. So I really feel that the best way to evolve is to evolve with the people that are supporting you. And I know that the big content creators may not be able to do polls like this all the time. Um, Thank you, Braylon. Yes, yes. Look, shout out to my mom, okay? And of course, my dads and my sister. They definitely have helped me out and still help me out for sure. So shout out to them as well. Um, but I genuinely do believe that the best way to evolve is with the people that are helping you. It makes no sense for me to have this channel and to create this connection and then ignore y'all connecting with me. That makes no sense. So I appreciate when you guys do vote on the polls with me. I appreciate when you guys come up on StreamYard. I appreciate the live chat. I appreciate every super thanks, super sticker, super chat, cash app. I appreciate it all because at the end of the day, this should not be a job, but it is a job. And I think that is a privilege. Um, I'm a big believer in the power of responsibility and spontaneity. Um, yeah, I'm a big believer in the power of spontaneity and responsibility. Yeah, I meant what I said. Okay. The power responsibility of understanding that the connection you make, you're responsible for. But also, I believe in the power of spontaneity of have fun and be responsible for that fun. So yeah. So after 12 minutes and 3 votes, it looks like y'all want me to do a virtual tour pit stop video. Is that the consensus from everybody that you guys want me to do the reunions in virtual tour pit stop videos instead of going live? I mean, if that's the case, I definitely will take that into account for sure. I only asked if y'all wanted to see me go live because I feel like experiencing me live is way different than you all seeing me do a virtual tour pit stop video. Because like I said, it's 15 to 25 minutes. But here it's unfiltered, it's uncut, it is regular schmegular real. So you get to experience me in a longer form, you know what I mean? So whatever works best works for me. Oh, thank you, Nikki News. I appreciate you, Queen. I do. Who knows? Maybe I might do both. Maybe I might do the virtual tour pit stop video of my genuine thoughts about it, like just emotionally, and then maybe we might get into the tea live. Hang on a second. Miss Cutie Pie's in the building. Hey, Queen, good to see you. I hope all is well with you. Let me end this poll. I just thought about something. Let me end this poll. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to add that option. Live. Add an option. Breakdown. Okay, hang on. How are you, Miss Cutie Pies? Good to see you. Hopefully all is well. All right, so I'm going to add this option. Because I just thought about that. Because maybe that might. All right. So I just added the same poll, but now it has live for the breakdown and video for the emotions. So enjoying the beautiful weather. That's awesome. It has been beautiful. It's been a little humid this summer, for sure. It's been a little humid. But yeah, it's been good. It's been good this summer. I feel for the people in California and of course in Florida with the hurricanes and the earthquakes. Okay, so I got one vote for live for the breakdown, video for the emotions of it. Okay. Like I said, I'll leave the poll up until 10 p.m. I'll leave the poll up until 10 p.m. How about that? Because that's when I actually do have to go to the Onyx collab. Live on Clubhouse. If you want to join me to continue this party, yeah, just click the Clubhouse link and join me there. Would love to have you there. So 3 votes. 33% say virtual tour pit stop video, live for the breakdown, and video for the emotions. Live in Wisconsin, so we're going to get cold weather soon. I hate the cold. Oh yeah, I'm in Ohio. I feel you. I feel you. Definitely do. But the good thing about the cold is, guess what? That means that there's less commitments you gotta be accounted for. So if you don't want to go out, you don't have to. You can say, you know what, it's gonna be cold tonight, and I don't want to go. You know, so that always works. And you know what? Being up here in the north when it comes to winter, it has forced me to be more responsible and to slow down. In life. So yeah. And also it helps too if you have a heated blanket or a weighted blanket, or if you just have a significant other, whether it is a FWB, a menage a trois, or your actual spouse. So that helps you. Or if you have a dog or a cat, you know. So yes indeed. So yes, okay, 5 votes, live for the breakdown, video for the emotions. Okay. Okay. That's the thing. I gotta figure out how am I going to do the video for the emotions, right? Because y'all know when I showcase my emotions, I showcase all my emotions. So I'm gonna be like, I was angry because because that'll be a breakdown. Well, no, I guess I can say my general feeling on it. I feel confused because they talked to. Oh, that's what I can do. Okay. I could do the video for the emotions of I felt angry, and I felt angry because when they talked about relationships and normal relationship. Okay, I see. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it looks like y'all are down for it. So yes, Linda Gamble is a queen for sure. So that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. I'll do a video for the emotions of like, okay, when you talk about relationships, this is how the emotion should be, or how I feel like the emotion should be. And then live is where we'll actually break down the reunion. Okay, I see that. Okay. Because y'all know when I do a breakdown, okay? By the way, like, comment, share, and subscribe, everybody. I appreciate you all so much for being here. 6 people in the building. Like I said, if you want to come up on StreamYard as we get closer to the end of this virtual tour, I know it's the saddest part of the tour. We start the tour off at 7 or 8 p.m. and we try to end it by 10 p.m. most of the time. And I'm gonna try to put timestamps in the descriptions, because I feel like that's why probably some people maybe don't go back and watch the lives, because honestly I talk for 3 to 4 hours live and people don't want to go through all that. So maybe if I post the timestamp directions, and type a 1 in the chat if you guys would like for me to do that. If I post the timestamps I think that'll help people out to go watch the videos. Because honestly, let me tell you something. I feel like I actually do really good lives. I really, really do. And I don't just say that to say that either. I really do feel that I put my energy into being live. Like what y'all get with me, it's real. Like I'm not producing anything just to produce. It is real. All the topics are real. My opinions are real. How we are connecting is real. Um, you want a bed partner for a pet, get a pet. They'll keep you nice and warm. Oh, yes, indeed. With all the kisses in the morning for sure. I've seen those dog videos. It's like, okay, nice to see you too. Okay, stop. Nice to see you too. Let me tell you, the husky videos. I love you. I love you. I love those videos. I really, really do. As y'all can tell, I am basic. Anyway, no, I'm not. I'm actually quite advanced. Yes, advanced people. Yes. But anyway, oh man. It is 9:45 p.m. as we get ready to wrap up here. I'm still gonna be here with y'all until 10. I do have the daily motivator up, for sure. So we'll get to that here in just a little bit. And I hope you guys do like the daily motivators, because at the end of the day, what I try to do, I enjoy your lives. One day your lives will be so crowded that your day ones will blend in. I know that day will be. But you know what? Here's the thing. At the end of the day, I believe this, that the day ones are supposed to be day ones for a reason. And I will remember those day ones for sure. People will come and go, but it is the soul of who supports you that matters. So guess what? Somebody can be here, but if they ain't here because they want to be on tour with us and they don't have a good spirit and they don't have a good mindset, no, I don't want them. I would rather have 6 people who see me for me rather than have 1,000 people and they're all just trying to get their mouth off. Then go Adam and Eve and get a pocket key or a ding dong and have that. They want to have something to suck on. So yeah. Oh Lord Jesus. By the way, y'all, you know what? I'm gonna do a little test with y'all because I say that I am a amazing broadcaster. So let's see how real this sounds to y'all. By the way, y'all, tonight's sponsor of Braylon's Virtual Tour Live is AdamandEve.com. If you are looking to spice up the bedroom, if you're looking for a way to play on your playground, if you're looking for a way to be able to diversify your humanity and how you love, just go to AdamandEve.com, rather type in Virtual Tour 20 for 20% off of one item, and not to mention free shipping, and also to proceeds from Adam and Eve go to fight HIV research. Like I said, go to AdamandEve.com, type in Virtual Tour 20 for 20% off and free shipping on your next item. How did I do? Did that sound real to y'all? Did that sound like a real commercial? Did the link sound real? You know what I mean? Karma girl asked. No, okay. See, that goes to tell you how. Nikki, Adam and Eve did not sponsor this. I was just testing y'all to see how I sounded as an announcer. So no, Adam and Eve. Let me type it in. Let me type it in. Braylon, do not let no one steal your joy. Amen. I appreciate that. Let me type it in all caps. Adam. A-D. Adam. Did not sponsor B-O-N. B-O. So I'm guessing that I did a good job then, if y'all believe that was real. No, I don't have a link for my next live. I usually make the live the day of. Let me ask you, camera girl, if I did do that, if I did do that, camera girl, would you guys like for me to post that in the community tab so that way you guys can just click the link? Type of one in the chat if you guys will like that. If I do a live, you guys want me to post it to my community wall so that way you guys will know that I'm going live? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Oh my God, Bust. They are a great company. I cannot, but they are a great company. I cannot with myself. Okay, all right. I will do that. I will do that moving forward. That if I go live, I'll do that. If I go live, I'll post that link over to my community tab so that way. Oh Lord Jesus, Karma girl. Okay, it looks like you ready to get down then. Okay. Lord Jesus, help me, Father. But anyway, see, honestly, y'all, here's the thing, right? The best way to be a great content creator is to practice your voice, right? Because y'all genuinely believed that Adam and Eve sponsored that because of how I sounded. I sounded confident, I sounded knowledgeable, and I made it relatable, right? So now look, now they're gonna go to the time. Now they go. So yes, so do that in the community tab. Okay, I'm seeing y'all. So now when I add the timestamps, it looks like it. And are y'all down for timestamps too? Okay, if y'all are down for timestamps, also type a 1 or a yes in the chat. Because now what's going to end up happening when they go to the timestamps, they're going to be like, now I know Braylon did not just say that AdamandEve.com sponsored his live. I know he did not. Y'all, it was a fake announcement, okay? It was a fake live read, and no, I did not have any papers in front of me as I was doing that live read. I'm just that articulate. So do not type in virtual tour 20. You will not get anything 20% off, okay? You will not get anything 20% off. Just please don't. But you know what, Nikki News, if you want to go to AdamandEve.com to get something for your husband, why not? Go forward with it. I'm too damn silly for my own good, child. I'm too damn silly. Lord help. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, child. So yes, okay. So yes to timestamps. Okay, I got y'all. Now I'm gonna have to go back and do some work. So give me some time, okay? Give me some time on the timestamps, but you guys will be able to. And I think that will also help people because I know people don't want to go through a 3-hour live. I know that, okay, y'all. Our attention spans are like a snap. They don't last long, so I got it. But I do really, I really mean this. I really do feel that I put my good energy into my lives. Like, it's real, it's raw, it's uncut. And low key, like, can we just all say that we're doing what Wendy Williams is doing, but we're just doing it on YouTube? Like, can we just all admit that? Like, Wendy, say what you want to about Wendy Williams, but she did her damn thing. She absolutely did her damn thing. I am a little bit spicy. Yes, I am, just a little bit. Um, and also recognize, y'all, that if any YouTuber ever says, I hate this person or hate that person, follow their actions of how they truly feel, okay? Because most of the people that say what they say, they would not have the smoke to say to that person in real life. And most of these people on YouTube have to elevate themselves just a little bit for their channel. So it is a persona, right? So this is Braylon Lee, the human being that y'all are talking to right now. But also, I do have to add a little bit of spice to keep y'all interested. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So just give yourself some grace there. Okay, after 16 minutes, live for the breakdown, video for the emotions. Okay, all right, I see that it is in there. Thank you all so much. Let me get the daily motivational thought. 6 people are in the building. Thank you all so much. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, everybody. So as we get the daily motivator, like I gave the backstory before, I found this on a station called Hallelujah FM in Little Rock, Arkansas. That station is no longer around, but I do remember this website, greatday.com. It has great motivational thoughts. So here we go. The daily motivator for Friday, September 1st, 2023. One of those days. By the way, that's a great song by Whitney Houston with the Allison brothers. One of those days when the sun is shining bright and my life is going right and it's warm outside and beautiful. Anyway, one of those days. Is today really one of those days when nothing goes your way? When not much gets done? Or is that what you're just telling about yourself? In fact, it's not the day that makes things happen that gets good work done or prevents action. It's you doing all that. What the day provides is opportunity, space in which to act. What it doesn't provide is a foregone conclusion one way or the other. Yes, today and every day is one of those days. It's a day that's open to whatever you choose to make of it. Any notion that the day is imposing frustration or bad luck is nothing but a mistaken creature of your imagination. Wow. Bad luck and frustration will end when you decide to move beyond them. No matter how the day has unfolded so far, what you're able to do next is up to you. Envision the best and make it real. Ralph Wilson. Oh, okay. This is an interesting one. Any notion that the day itself is imposing frustration or bad luck is nothing but a mistaken creature of your imagination. I will say yes and no to that, right? Because I mean, bad days do exist, right? And frustration and bad luck do exist, right? But I think it's the focus we give frustration and bad luck, right? And what you focus on is what will grow, and what will grow will determine how you move, right? So I do agree and disagree with that respectfully, but I do get what he means, that at the end of the day itself, we tend to focus on the bad of the day more than the good of the day. So I do respect that. I thought that was a great thought. And that, one of those days, everybody has one of those days, but at the end of the day, it really does depend on how you see yourself within that day, and to recognize that, guess what? You're still here. Regardless of all the bad days you had, the good days you had, and the days you had because of just who you are, you're still here to live through that, and that is a gift. And, finally, at the end of the day, as well, I know that that's a broken record, child. But anyway, that what you're able to do next is up to you. I totally agree with that. I think what we do not allow ourselves enough space to allow ourselves to give ourselves a chance. So, with that being said, that is the motivational thought. If you want more thoughts like that, go to greatday.com. That's GREAT, greatday.com. With that, it is time for the best outro on YouTube, if I do say so myself. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you want one special, because you are always born a blessed interest. You may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Why? It's one thing to call yourself, it's another thing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. You have spent time with me. Hopefully, by spending time together, we will rise up to be great together. And always remember, where you're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life, or just recognizing that at the end of the day, mental health is different for everybody, but it's the same for the fact that we all are dealing with mental health. Make sure the replay is not just where for you to watch it, not just where for you to listen to it, but for you to want to experience it again. I love you. I value you. I embrace you all. I will see you real soon. Good night, everybody. Love you all. See you soon. And I really do mean what I said. Know that you're loved and that you matter, everybody. I mean that. Good night, everybody.